welcome to the Hudson Bay Hotel here in Westmeath in Athlone for the Roscommon Gaa Club Championship draws of 2024. It's hard to believe it. Only a few weeks back, St. Bridget's, the Roscommon senior champions, were playing in the All-Ireland Senior Club Football Championship final against Glyn of Derry. Unfortunately, on that occasion, Glyn of Derry beat them by a couple of points in a thrilling final. And a few weeks before that, Castlereagh St. Kevin's, our representation in the All-Ireland Intermediate Club semi-final, they lost out to the Cork champions. And here we are only a few weeks later, looking ahead to the 2024 Roscommon Gaa Club Championship draws. So you're very, very welcome here to the Hudson Bay Hotel. We're live on the Roscommon Gaa Facebook and Roscommon Gaa YouTube page. So you're very, very welcome. We're delighted to be joined by County Board officials, Chairman Brian Carr, Vice Chairperson Thomas Murray, Assistant Secretary Fidel Mullinan, who's been working really, really hard over the last 48, 72 hours, getting everything prepared for us this evening here in the Hudson Bay Hotel. And also we've got three very special guests. They were the heroes of last year in the club championship. We have representation from Michael McDonald, chairperson of St. Bridget's GA Club, who of course are the holders of the Fahey Cup. Castlereagh St. Kevin's cornerback David Fenner. He's hoping to be maybe not so close to St. Bridget's when the draw is made in a few moments' time. And we have Stephen Carty of St. Michael's back in the Intermediate Championship again. Stephen, the secretary of St. Michael's GA Club, who had that wonderful, wonderful year last year in winning the Junior A Championship. And they'll be hoping for a favourable draw in the Intermediate Championship, of course, this year, which is sponsored by John Kane and Sons, Volkswagen Roscommon, who is also the new travel partner of the Roscommon GA Championship. And King and Moffat is the Junior A Championship. And, of course, the Hudson Bay Hotel, the sponsor of the Roscommon Senior Football Championship draw. We really are looking forward to it. And just in case anybody might have missed it, in the Connacht Under 20 Championship just finished there, a terrific win for our neighbours Leitrim. They defeated Mayo in Ballinamore, and Galway, we do believe, have just edged out Sligo, which really, really sets the cat among the pigeons in the Connacht Under 20 Championship. And of course, this even week, Roscommon are at home to Galway in Dr. Hyde Park, and Leitrim play Sligo. That game is in Markovich Park in Sligo. So all to look forward to in the inter-county season on the 20 next Wednesday evening. But for right now, for the next 45, 50 minutes, we're really looking forward to the championship draws in Roscommon. We'll have the Junior A Championship draw, we'll have the Intermediate Championship draw, and then we'll have the Senior Championship draw. As I said, delighted to be joined by County Board officials. And I suppose we were going to start this evening with the Junior A Championship draw, and delighted to be joined by the Vice Chairperson of the Roscommon GA County Board, Thomas Murray, who's going to explain the format and explain the draw that's going to take place in a few minutes' time.
Okay, thanks, Willie. The first draw we'll have is for the third seeded team, which are the semi-finalists from last year, that's St. Ronan's and Gidglass, and then they will join St. Aidan's, who were relegated from intermediate last year, and Clonagale, to find out then who's the goes into Group A, B and C. Once we've that established, then we'll continue to draw them in that order, A, B and C, until all 12 teams have been announced.
Lovely. Thank you very much, Thomas. So, as Thomas said there, the two teams, St. Ronald's and Kidglass Gales, are here in the bowl. One of them will be picked out, and they will join St. Aidan's and Clonagale, and the other team will go in, along with the other 8 teams, into the main draw. So, Thomas or Brian, you can start. So, the first team out will be one of the seeded teams, and then the other team will join the other 8. So just to keep a little bit of suspense, we will not name the seeded team yet. So we have our 3 seeded teams. It'll be either St. Ronald's and Kidglass Gales, and Clonagale B, and St. Aidan's, who were relegated last year from intermediate, and they will decide then who goes into Group A, B and C. So the first team that Brian pulls out will be in Group A of the Junior A Championship of 2024.
St. Aidan's.
So St. Aidan's, last year's team that were relegated from intermediate, they will be in Group A. In Group B,
Clonagale B.
Clonagale B goes into Group B. And into Group C,
Kidglass Gales.
Kidglass Gales. So they come out as beaten semi-finalists last year, Kidglass Gales. will fancy their chances this year in the Junior A Championship draw. So now we have our 3 teams in Group A, Group B and Group C. So the remaining 9 teams now goes into the magic drum. And the first team out will go in to Group A.
Western Gales B.
So Western Gales B are in Group A.
St. Joseph's.
St. Joseph's, Kilteven, St. Joseph's will go into Group B.
Boyle B.
And Boyle B, they will go into Group C. So the third team into Group A. And once all this is done, we will have the full draw in a few moments' time.
St. Barry's.
St. Barry's will go into Group A.
Ballinamean.
Ballinamean are in Group B, third team in Group B. And the third team in Group C,
Strokestown B.
Strokestown B. Really competitive last year, Strokestown B. Had some great battles with the eventual champion, St. Michael's. So,
St. Ronan's.
St. Ronald's are the last team in Group A. To complete Group B,
Roscommon Gales B.
Roscommon Gales B. And then the last team in the drum,
Tulsk B.
Tulsk B. And that completes the Junior A Football Championship draw for 2024. It is sponsored by King and Moffat. So we may just get a breakdown there for Delma. I might just get it off of Delma if you have them written down there. And I'll build it. I'll just build it. If Thomas, you get it off for Delma there, I'll be able to call out the draw for the King and Moffat Junior A Football Championship draw for 2024. St. Aidan's are in Group A, along with Western Gales B, St. Barry's and St. Ronald's. You have Clonagale B, St. Joseph's, Ballinamean and Roscommon Gales B. You have Kilglass Gales, you have Boyle B, you have Strokestown B and Tulsk B. So the last group certainly is the 3 Bs there. Boyle, Strokestown and Tulsk B. So Brian there, I suppose St. Aidan's will probably feel themselves there in the group that they're in, even though they're in with St. Barry's and St. Ronald's there. You have 3 Junior A teams in one group there.
Yeah, Willie, yeah. And St. Ronan's, in fairness, have improved the last couple of years. They've been competing in finals and semi-finals, so they'll fancy their chances in that group as well. So it's a strong group for St. Aidan's to get used to being down in junior football this year. It'll be a difficult start for them.
Clonagale B, they're in Group B, Brian. St. Joseph's, Ballinamean and Roscommon Gales B. St. Joseph and Ballinamean, 2 sole Junior A clubs there. But Clonagale once again, probably will be particularly strong at that level.
Yeah, Clonagale last year's beaten finalists, so they'll be strong, obviously. But St. Joseph's and Ballinamean will fancy their chances too. Ballinamean have been strong the last couple of years, and of course Roscommon Gale second team. So that's a tidy group as well.
And of course, Kilglass Gales were, give St. Michael's a really, really tough game last year in the championship semi-final. You have Boyle, Strokestown B. We'll see how they go this year. Their first team is in intermediate championship, and then you have Tulsk B. So Kilglass Gales probably quite happy with that group.
Yeah, they will be happy enough, I'd say, but it'll be tricky as well. There's a couple of strong teams there, Strokestown B and Boyle B and Tulsk. There'll be a couple of strong teams, but it's a good North Roscommon group anyway, so they won't have to travel too far to many of them.
And of course, as always, Brian, I mentioned for the sponsor, Loyal sponsored the Junior A Championship, King of Moffat.
Yeah, King of Moffat have been great sponsors for us for many years, and we're very thankful to
to Pat and John and everyone involved in King of Moffat for being great sponsors for us.
So once again, the Junior A Championship draw of 2024, St. Aidan's, Western Gales B, St. Barry's and St. Crohn's. Then you have Cannigale B, St. Joseph's, Ballinamean and Roscommon Gales B. And then Group C, Kidglass Gales, Boyle B, Strokestown B and Tulse B. That is the Junior A Championship draw for 2024 there. So we wish them all the very, very best of luck. As I said there, it's sponsored by King and Moffat, our sponsor. In a couple of moments' time, we will be getting ready for the John Kane and Sons Volkswagen Roscommon Intermediate Football Championship draw. And before we get ready for that, maybe a quick word with our panel there. I suppose for these three lads here, I suppose it was a hectic year, Michael, St. Bridget's chairman. It doesn't seem so long ago since the county were involved supporting St. Bridget's in Croke Park just back in late January, and here we are looking forward to the draws again for the new season.
Yeah, it's hard to believe, Willie. It's turned around so quickly. A few league games over already, so we're looking at championship draw tonight. Fantastic year last year, obviously. Wonderful journey. Few regrets, obviously, when you come that close in Croke Park, but we have to look on the positives from where we came from the 2 years previous, beating semi-finalists in Roscommon. So I suppose it just proves how difficult to win your own county championship is.
David Finnan, cornerback, Cathry St. Kevin's. You're up and running, back up in the Aurora Cup. 3 games played, 2 wins. Last weekend, a typical Castlereagh victory, 9 points to 8 against St. Folius. So you must be delighted to be back up in the Aurora Cup.
Yeah, it's great. It's been a while since we were up there, so it's nice to be back up and to get to a good start. 2 wins and a loss. Look, can't ask for much better, really.
And looking forward to the draw, David?
Yeah, hopefully now we get to look for the draw, as I say. Hopefully we get a few nice ones.
The smile on your face says it all. And of course, first of all, we're delighted to have Stephen Carty here, I suppose. First of all, congratulations to you, Stephen. Newlywed, married a great Leitrim lady there a few weeks back, Stephen. So first of all, congratulations on that. That was your big match so far of 2024.
Yeah, great to have it done now out of the way. So very much excited. Some of the best weeks of my life. I'm sure that she's listening in. So
that's of course Anya Heslin.
Yeah, Anya Heslin from Havas, County Leitrim.
So it's now looking like Stephen will say that the marriage could be tested in a few weeks' time because Leitrim under 20s, after having a terrific victory against Mayo tonight in the under 20 championship, and Roscommon and Leitrim in this night 2 weeks are in Ballinamore. So they'll be out in your garden. The 2 flags will be up.
That's it exactly, Willie. Yeah, great win for Leitrim tonight, and I guess we'll have to take back up that conversation once they play in the under 20s.
And no doubt in a few minutes' time, the intermediate championship draw is taking place. I suppose this time last year, for St. Michael's, you were looking forward to the Junior A Championship, maybe in anticipation, maybe of being able to climb the big fence. You climbed it, and here you are 12 months' time, up at intermediate level. It must be huge for the parish, for the club, and everybody associated with St. Michael's.
Yeah, so we went down to Junior A 5 years ago, and it's an extremely difficult competition to get out of. So it's knockout football, and a lot of teams there with a lot of hunger. And again, we're especially happy to be back up at intermediate. And just like winning the Junior A Championship last year was our #1 goal. We're focusing on the league at the moment, and we're really looking forward to be able to play intermediate football now over the summer.
Would you love a meeting first day out against the Chairman's Club Kilmore before the draw takes place?
Well, we're very much looking forward to playing Kilmore in 2 weeks in the league, and once we get that game out of the way, I guess we'll focus on the championship after that then.
Well said, Stephen, and well answered. Stephen Carty, secretary there of the St. Michael's GA Club. David Finnan, cornerback with Castlereagh St. Kevin's historic team last season, winning the championship in Roscommon Intermediate Championship. And of course, Michael MacDonald, chairperson of St. Bridget's GA Club, who went all the way to Croke Park and almost won their 2nd championship, bringing home the Andy Merrigan Cup. We're about to go for the Intermediate Football Championship draw. John Kane and Sons Volkswagen Roscommon, who of course are the new travel partner with Roscommon GA. They're the new sponsor of the Intermediate Football Championship. So Tom, 1 down, 2 to go, as Meatloaf might say, the song 2 or 3 ain't bad. We're coming up now to the Intermediate Championship draw, and we're eagerly looking forward to it. So you might explain to our viewers the mechanics of the draw, please, Tom.
Yeah, no problem, Willie. Again, the first draw is for the third seeded team, so that'll be either Porrick Pierce's or Elfin. They'll be in the first draw, and whoever's picked out will join the beaten finalists from last year, Eire Og and Strokestown, who were relegated. So, and then we'll do the draw for A, B, and C to find out who's in whichever group, and then that'll be followed by the 9 other teams. So,
thank you very much, Tom. A lot of nervous teams, let's say, at this stage now to see who is going to face each other in the intermediate championship. So, as Tom said there, the two teams, Eire Og are seeded and Strokestown are seeded. So, Porrick Pierce's B team, who really will feel they could have beaten Castlereagh last year in the semi-final. And, of course, Elfin, managed now by Nigel Deneen for the coming season. One of those will be in the draw, will be seeded. So, where we go, Brian. Thank you.
That's the seeded team.
So that is the seeded team. So now we have our three teams. We have Eire Og, we have Strokestown, and we have either Porrick Pierce or Elfin in the bowl for A, B, and C.
Elfin.
Elfin will be in Group A.
Eire Og.
Eire Og, managed by Pat Dourley. Terrific year last year. Lost out so narrowly in the county final.
Strokestown.
And Strokestown. So Elfin will feel lucky that they avoided the trap of maybe meeting Eire Og or Strokestown later down the line. So we now know that Elfin are in Group A. We know that Eire Og, last year's beaten finalists, are in Group B. And we now know that Strokestown, relegated from senior last year, are in Group C. So that leaves Porrick Pierce's, Kilmore, Shannon Gales, Furety, Craigs, Kilbride, St. Michael's, St. Bridget's second team, and St. Crone's, who will join Elfin.
Porrick Pierce's B.
Porrick Pierce's B. And Elfin. Who will play Eire Og? Pat Dourley's Eire Og. A lot of good young footballers in Eire Og.
St. Crone's.
St. Crone's. They have met several times in the championship. Malachy Gately, manager of St. Crone's. Who will join Strokestown? Senior champions 2 years ago.
St. Bridget's B.
St. Bridget's second team. So Elfin, Porrick Pierce's, Group A. Who will be Team 3?
Kilbride.
Kilbride, managed by former Roscommon County Minor winner Conor Devaney. The County Board's PRO club, John O'Connor. So Elfin, Porrick Pierce's B in Kilbride. No sign of Shannon Gale, St. Michael's yet.
Craigs.
Craigs are in with Eire Og and St. Crone's. Craigs. Tom O'Brien, the manager of Craigs. Strokestown, St. Bridget's B.
Kilmore.
And Kilmore. Strokestown and Kilmore has a nice ring to it already.
Can't say it's a fix anyway.
No. The last team, Elfin, Porrick Pierce's B, Kilbride. Who will complete the Grand Slam?
Shannon Gales.
Shannon Gales. Elfin, Porrick Pierce's B, Kilbride, Shannon Gales. Eire Og, St. Crone's, Craigs. Stephen Carty, St. Michael's. You're like you were 2 weeks ago at the wedding. You're nervous. Waiting for the bride to arrive.
Furety.
Furety. Must be St. Michael's, or else the chairman has decided to leave you out of the draw, Stephen.
Start of the week is more interesting now if this is... Yeah.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen. St. Michael's. Elfin, Porrick Pierce's B, Kilbride, Shannon Gales, Group A. Erogue, St. Crohn's, Craig's, Furty is Group B. Strokestown, champions 2 years ago at senior, now intermediate, St. Bridget's B, Kilmore and St. Michael's. Really, really interesting draw. It never fails to disappoint. Quickly, Brian, before I go to the panel, I suppose straight away we go to Strokestown, Kilmore, St. Michael's, and also a St. Bridget's B team. They're like a wasp in September. They can sting you at any time because they have great young footballers up there. It's an interesting draw overall.
It is, yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting. The groups are fairly balanced. Like our group will be a tough group there with St. Michael's and St. Bridget's and Strokestown down with us already. So look at us. It's not going to be anything easy in that group. Every team in it will fancy their chances in it, and nothing will be simple. We had a good few battles with St. Bridget's second team last year in the championship, and it'll be no doubt the same. But we're looking forward to welcoming our neighbours, St. Michael and Strokestown. Hopefully, we'll only have one game in Kilmore, but look, next Saturday of the week has become a bit more interested already against St. Michael. So look, we'll have to give it a go.
So the draw, once again, just very quickly before we go to the panel, is the Junior A or the Intermediate Football Championship draw, sponsored by John Kane and Sons Volkswagen, the new travel partner for Roscommon Gaa. Group A, Elfin, Porrick Pierce's B, Kilbride and Shannon Gales. Group B, Erogue, last year's beaten finalists, St. Crohn's, Craig's and Furty. Local derby there already, Craig's and Furty. And then you have Strokestown, St. Michael's, then you have Strokestown, St. Bridget's B, and then you have Kilmore and St. Michael's. So we're going to go to you first, Stephen. Up from last year, junior champions to come up. You have the senior champions of 2020, 2 years ago, Strokestown. You have St. Bridget's B, who were always really good intermediate level. And then you have, the local derby of Kilmore and St. Michael's. So it's a great introduction to intermediate football.
Yep, most certainly, Willie. And I guess look at intermediate level, there's very, very good teams there. The draw is what it is. We will be able to see Kilmore and they'll be able to see us now in 2 weeks. Similarly, we are also playing St. Bridget's B in the league, so it'll be an opportunity for us to get to see our respective teams. And also Strokestown, very, very good team after winning the senior championship, maybe a bit unlucky to come down. So at the moment, again, the number one focus is getting on with the league and focusing on that, and then in good time, then we'll turn our focus towards championship.
Michael, St. Bridget's always, last year had a really, really good run in the intermediate championship. We're unlucky not to maybe get further than they did end up. So, you've had some great battles with Erogue down through the years. So St. Bridget's B have proven that they're well able to, equipped to hold their own up at intermediate level.
Look, we've done very well the last 2 years. It's a very competitive intermediate championship, and it is difficult for second teams and clubs to compete. But we've done well to compete the last 2 years. So look, it's a difficult draw. There's no question. Strokestown, they're still a senior club. Kilmore, we played recently in the league and they beat us. So look, we look forward to it. We look forward to the draw and see where it takes us.
There was no pressure on that draw for you, David, but I suppose some of the teams from last year spring to mind. The great final with Erogue, they're there. You played Craig's last year. You know what St. Crohn's are like. You know what Porrick Pierce's B team is like. Yeah. A few moments ago in Knockcroghery last year, you're out of the championship. So I suppose, in one sense, just listing there to intermediate draw, probably relieved that you're not in it, but it's going to be a hard one, isn't it?
Yeah, no bad team in that at all. Last year, Erogue played them in the final. Just about bet them you have who's with them, Furty in that group, Crohn's. That's on an easy group there, and then the rest of them, there's no bad team in it, to be honest. So whoever gets up, they'll have to give it their all.
They will certainly earn it. Thank you to Stephen, thank you to David, and thank you to Michael for the moment. So we're 2 draws down, ladies and gentlemen. No matter where you're watching, I hope you're enjoying it. We're now coming to the big draw of the night. The Hudson Bay Hotel Group, sponsors of the Roscommon Senior Football Championship draw. And of course, they county champions are St. Bridget's, of course, the Fahy Cup champions. They're also the Shane McGettigan Cup champions, the Connacht Club champions, and were so narrowly defeated last year in the All-Ireland Senior Club Football Championship final. We do know that Boyle, who were beaten in last year's final, they are seeded, and the draw, St. Bridget's, of course, they are seeded, and of course you have Porrick Pearson and Roscommon Gales. They're the two teams from last year's beaten semi-finalists that will be in the draw to decide who will join Boyle and Porrick Pearson in the various groups. So, Tom, we're looking forward to the senior championship draw.
Absolutely, yeah. This is probably one that many are waiting for. So again, it's the same process before. The draw one will be the beaten semi-finalists, which you've already said are Porrick Pearson and Roscommon Gales, and whoever's picked out will join the draw two, which is the two finalists from last year. So we'll see how it goes.
Before we just get to maybe that draw, of course, this year as well, Tom, like last year, divisional sides come into the equation. We have the North divisional side and we have the Mid-South divisional side. So you might just explain that they will play a championship match, is that right? And the winner of that game will qualify for a preliminary quarter-final game.
Yeah, that's in a nutshell, really. Basically, last year, whoever ended up in third place in the groups, the year was over for them. So the CCC reviewed it, and that was the outcome. So I think the senior club's looking at it very favourably. So hopefully it'll work out.
And maybe just to give our listeners at home a flavour, the North Roscommon team, which will be managed by Peter Bulger, they will come from the following clubs: Ballynameen, St. Barry's, St. Michael's, Kilmore, Kilglass Gales, Shannon Gales, St. Ronald's and Strokestown. They will come, and the Mid-South team, St. Aidan's, Kilbride, Furety, Craigs and St. Joseph's. So you have the North Roscommon divisional team and you have the Mid-South divisional team. They will play off, they'll be in Group D of the championship. They will play off and the winner will qualify for a preliminary quarter-final and the loser will be out of the championship. So it's very, very important to make that point. And you also made a good point there, Tom, that last year the three teams that came in third place in the senior championship, they lost out. The divisional winners were into the quarterfinals, so it led a little bit more intrigue. But this year, the two divisional teams is North Roscommon and also Mid-South Roscommon. They will not be involved in the draw. They will have their own separate championship, and they'll be crowned the divisional Roscommon Senior Club Football Champions. And then they will play one of the teams that finish 7th, 8th or 9th in the championship draw. So without further ado, we will get ready to rock and roll for the Senior Football Championship draw of 2024, eagerly awaited championship draw. So Brian, you'll do the honours again, please, of the two teams that are unseeded, but one of them will join the seeded teams. So one of them will join Boyle and one of them will join St. Bridget's, and the other team will go into the pack. So into the bowl. We're live on Roscommon Gaa Facebook page and Roscommon YouTube channel. Hudson Bay Hotel. The championship draws. Senior Football Championship. Group A.
Roscommon Gales.
Roscommon Gales have got the better of Porrick Pearson already. So Roscommon Gales. So that means Porrick Pearson are going to be in with Bridget's Boyle or Roscommon Gales. Group B.
St. Bridget's.
The champions, St. Bridget's. And that must mean Boyle.
Boyle.
Beaten finalists last 2 years in a row. Managed by Keane Smith. Will it be third time lucky for the maroon and white from North Roscommon? So Group A, Roscommon Gales. Group B, St. Bridget's. And Group C, Boyle. Hudson Bay Hotel Group sponsors of the Senior Football Championship. Second team, Group A, to join Roscommon Gales.
Castlereagh.
Castlereagh St. Kevin's. Fresh from being intermediate champions. Beat Roscommon Gales recently in the World Cup. By a point to my head. Knocked out. New manager, Roscommon Gales. Who will the champions play?
Michael Glavies.
Michael Glavies. I do believe they were in group last year. They met last year. Ian Daly, Michael Glavies. They met last year at St. Bridges. So Michael Glavies. Who's going to play Boyle? Second team.
Clonagale.
Clonagale. Last year's quarter-final in infield and Ballintubber, Boyle and Clonagale. Match won by Boyle. So, Roscommon Gaels, Castlereagh, St. Kevin's.
Tulsk.
And Tulsk. That's an interesting group already. St. Bridges, Michael Glavies. Third team.
St. Foiliox.
St. Folias. We're unlucky last year. Lost the quarter-final to Roscommon Gaels by a point. Boyle, Clonagale. Could Pádraig Pearse be in this?
St. Dominic's.
Oh, St. Dominic's. We always have a group of death. Enda Nugent, new manager of St. Dominic's. To complete Group A, Roscommon Gaels, Castlereagh, St. Kevin's and Tulsk. Oran. 3 local derbies. Castlereagh, Tulsk. Castlereagh, Oran. Tulsk, Oran. Roscommon Gaels, Oran. They meet fairly regularly in the championship. Who's Pádraig Pearse is going to be with? Bridges or Boyle? 2 horses left in the race.
Western Gaels.
Western Gaels. That means Boyle, Clonagale, Dominic's and Pádraig Pearse. I think all them clubs will want to say, can we take 2 in the draw? This is only a rerun.
Hope this is Pádraig Pearse. Pádraig Pearse's.
Pádraig Pearse's. So now, Group A, take a deep breath. Roscommon Gaels, Castlereagh, St. Kevin's, Tulsk, Oran. St. Bridges, the champions, Michael Glavies, St. Folias, Western Gaels. Boyle, Clonagale, St. Dominic's and Pádraig Pearse's. Now there is a mouthful. In Group C of the Senior Club Football Championship, sponsored by the Hudson Bay Group. Brian, straight away, one group just jumped straight out at you.
Yeah, our delegates from Dominic's look very happy with the group they're after getting landed in. It's a very tough group, obviously. Boyle, Clonagale and Pádraig Pearse and St. Dominic's. That's a good, tough group. 3 South Roscommon teams and the lads from Boyle. It'll be a tough group. Group A, good 2 local derbies. Castlereagh and Tulsk and Roscommon Gaels and Oran will be a good battle. And Group B, St. Bridget's, Western Gaels, St. Foilers and Michael Glavies. So there's a good few battles there. Michael Glavies and Western Gaels always tear into each other when they go at it. So it's looking like an interesting championship when you see the groups that have come out.
Thanks for the moment, Brian. Back with you in a few moments' time. The champions, Michael Glavies, you had them last year, St. Folias and Western Gaels. So I suppose it's, the first thing I got to say to you, Michael, as we mentioned St. Bridges, was that how quite, I suppose, Liam Radical caught everyone by surprise a couple of weeks ago by stepping down. But St. Bridges, had their management in place, nice and discreetly and quietly. Jerome Stack no longer with you, Michael. 2 great years, brought you all the way to Croke Park. But a familiar face back in charge of St. Bridges, experienced Anthony Cunningham, who has done it at club and inter-county level. So he's now in charge of St. Bridges.
Yeah, look, it's great to have Anthony back on board. Jerome had a fantastic 2 years with us, but we knew from a bit out that travel was an issue for him and that he was stepping down wherever the journey took us last year. So I suppose we had to put plans in place because it went on till mid-January, and Anthony stepped up, and we're delighted to have Anthony on board. Very experienced man, and he'll need all his experience this year as, you start all over again, and county championships, as I said previously, they're very, very difficult to win.
I suppose, it could have been worse, the group, I suppose, from St. Bridget's point of view. Glavies, Folias and Western Gaels, they'll all love to get a crack at the champions, and they'll have the honour of playing the champions, but, they'll probably feel themselves they'll be battling maybe for the other key positions in the group.
Look, at championship football is championship football, really, and everyone brings their best game to the table when it starts. So, look, it's a tough. All these draws are tough. Everyone will bring their A game. We've had serious battles with Michael Glavies and Western Gaels over the last couple of years. So, The draw is what it is, as Stephen said earlier. You just have to roll with the punches now and see where it takes you.
I suppose, David, or David, on the drive up tonight here to the Hudson Bay, you're probably wondering, go around your head, who you're going to get. So I suppose the draw, it has a terrific local derby element to it. You know, Castlereagh, St. Kevin's and Tulsk, Castlereagh and Orden, Tulsk and Orden, and Roscommon Gael's in there. So I suppose, your initial thoughts?
Yeah, not too bad, I suppose. At least we stayed away from Group C. But Orden a neighbour of ours and Tulsk a neighbour of ours, so they'll be good games. And we played Roscommon Gaels there a few weeks ago in the league, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, but look, I suppose from Castlereagh, St. Kevin's, I suppose a team that comes up from intermediate, their priority number one will be to stay in the championship. We have seen how Michael Glavies have done it over the last number of years. We have seen how Tulsk have done it, and we've seen how Orden have done it. So I suppose for Castlereagh, St. Kevin's, first priority 2024 will be to maintain your senior championship status. But secondly, privately, maybe looking at the group, I would imagine you'll be hoping to maybe sneak into a knockout place.
Yeah, definitely. First and foremost, stay up and then see if we could catch one or two of them out and maybe see a semi-quarter final. See how it goes.
Absolutely, no better man in charge than Dara Brown, probably plotting already. I suppose, Stephen, away from it, you can cast a neutral eye on that championship because you're in the intermediate championship. But what stands out at you from that draw?
Yeah, again, you're talking the very top teams playing senior football in Roscommon. What stands out obviously is the last group. Whichever way you look at it, three of the teams which are perennially competing in the semi-finals of the senior championship are drawn together. So there will be no real room for major error starting fast, meaning as you mean to go on. But apart from that, there's a good spread in the groups where I'd expect some tight games and some good old contests.
And Michael, I suppose sometimes in Roscommon GA, don't give ourselves enough credit of the club teams in Roscommon. 2021, Pádraig Pearse has come out, so unlucky to lose an Ireland Club semi-final, won a Connacht Championship in 2019. St. Foyle's came out, won a Connacht Intermediate Championship. We're so unlucky in All-Ireland Intermediate Club semi-final. Castlereagh, St. Kevin's, all the way to the wire with a really good Munster champions, Cork champions this year. St. Bridget's taking one of the best club teams in the last number of years, Glen, right to the wire. So maybe at times we devalue the Roscommon Club Championship. Maybe we have a habit of saying that within our own county the standard we think at times can be quite poor, but every team that's come out have really proved that the Roscommon club winners can hold their own with anybody.
Yeah, absolutely, Willie. And I suppose when you're at the coalface of it, trying to win a county championship, you don't take it lightly, and you know how high the standard is. But I suppose that's been proven over the last number of years. The clubs you mentioned there, 2020 we won a championship and everyone was kind of lauding us with the age profile that we were going to go on and dominate in Roscommon. And it's shown how difficult it is to win a championship. You take the county final last year, a couple of goal chances for Boyle. If they go in, it's a different result. It was a kick of a ball, and I suppose we went on then to beat Corofin, who everyone had said were raging hot favourites for Connacht. So Roscommon teams, they're well capable of competing with anyone outside the county once they get out. The trick is getting out.
And David, finally, for Castlereagh St. Kevin's, I suppose he created a great buzz last year. The club, the surrounding area, the community all got behind it. So I think this draw is even going to add to it because of the local derby element. And no matter who comes down to O'Rourke Park for your home championship game, it's going to be a great occasion.
Yeah, look, to get to an All-Ireland semi-final last year, I think if you told us at the start of the year that we'd even win Roscommon, we would have laughed at you. But to get up there to the All-Ireland semi-final was unreal. So hopefully now this year in senior we can live it up with the big teams.
And of course, finally, Stephen, of course, St. Michael's, Coot Hall, picturesque. And we hope for when you get your home championship draw, good weather, pleasant occasion. No better place to go than Coot Hall. Yeah, Coot Hall is a great pitch and grounds. It was a great pride for us as officers of the club winning county ground of the year last year, and testament to the work that's gone in around it. And again, whenever we have a great day in Coot Hall and in our Cairn Park, it's the people of Coot Hall, but also Crossna and Drumboylan and everyone that comes in and really makes the place rock. I suppose your fingers crossed that maybe your home draw could be Kilmore, but that'll be decided by Fidelma and her team of the hard-working fixture secretary here, assistant fixture secretary, and of course Brian Mullen, the secretary, along with Tom, along with Brian, and the CCC members will be putting all the glue together and making the draw for the championship in a few weeks' time. To Michael McDonald, chairperson of St. Bridget's GA Club, to David Finnan of Castlereagh St. Kevin's, to Stephen Carty of St. Michael's, a huge thanks for making the time, the effort to be with Roscommon GA tonight for the club championship draws. We wish you all, along with everybody else in the club championship, the very, very best of luck. So to Michael, to David and to Stephen, thank you very, very much for joining us here tonight in the Hudson Bay Hotel in Athlone. So we're coming close to the finish. We have a few more special guests to talk to in a couple of moments' time. But Brian, I suppose, maybe looking back and looking forward at maybe the Intercounty Championship, I suppose initially for the 12-24 hours after defeating Celtic Park and Derry, relegation for the Roscommon senior footballers. But I suppose as time moves on, after this weekend, you know who you're playing in the Connacht semi-final, Mayo or New York. So I suppose relegation, a bitter pill to swallow. Roscommon have swallowed it before and have bounced back.
Yeah, well, absolutely. Anytime you get relegated, it's difficult to take from any division. So look, we were all disappointed. There was no doubt about that. But it was always going to be a tough battle. The two Galway Tyrone games were tough, you know, as in we just hadn't our full panel in them games, and it was always going to be tricky after that when we didn't win either of the two of them. So look, it was tough. But look, you have to get back up on the horse and go again. I think last Sunday showed how strong the Division 1 is. You know, you have Dublin and Derry were very, very strong in it, and then you had, you know, other teams, Mayo, and them were very strong as well. So, we're looking forward to playing New York or Mayo and Hyde Park in Sunday 2 weeks. That's where you want to be. They want to be in the Connacht Championship, and they're the games you want to be winning.
Looking forward to it now, Brian. I suppose the next stage is the Championship. Barring a big surprise on Sunday, it's going to be Roscommon and Mayo in Dr. Hyde Park.
Well, whichever of them we're playing, we're looking forward to it. You know, whether it's Mayo or New York, we're looking forward to playing either two of them, and we'll give it a rattle. The lads will give it everything on the pitch, and that's all we can ask of them. And
of course, spectators that would have come to the recent games in Hyde Park would really be impressed with the development. We'll be talking with Porrick and the lads in a couple of moments about the development there. But you know, Dr. Hyde Park right now at the moment is up there with what any county has as its facility.
Yeah, it's in good shape. It's not perfect. We're not there yet. We still have more work to do. But the strides and the progress we've made over the last 18 months in Hyde Park has been you know, it's been very good. Like we're in a good place. It's in the condition of the ground is good. The pitch, we're one of the best pitches in the country. The stand side of the ground, as people will see on Sunday 2 weeks, is progressing very well, and it'll be finished by that. And you know, it's I suppose it's a plan that a lot of us had here for the last number of years. Anyone involved with Roscommon GA, we wanted our county ground to be a ground that we can be proud of for our supporters and for our players, and I think people will see that's the direction we're going in.
And of course, the bread and butter of Roscommon GA, the club championships draws, they've happened for 2024, and it's always great to look forward to.
It is, yeah. Willie, I don't think you heard, but there's a new rule put in this year that the chairman's club gets 3 home championship games. So it's not really that well known in the county yet, but so Stephen can get ready to come up to Kilmore along with St. Bridget's. Porrick
Nocton of the Infrastructure Commission in Roscommon have just whispered in my ear that that will be have to be sanctioned by the Infrastructure Committee if Kilmore are going to be able to host 3 matches.
No, we'll work it. We'll be well able. Don't worry. No, we're looking forward to it. It's great. It's a club championship. It's, you know, the inter-county championship, whenever that ends, however far we go in that, it's a great for people to look forward to the local club championship. Brings out a special kind of a buzz around the parish when when your team is playing at home and when they're playing a big club championship game. So, you know, we're looking forward to it.
I can't let go without congratulating you. You've been elevated to high office under the new president, Jarlath Byrne. So, great honour for your club, great honour for the Carroll family, and a great honour for the county.
Yeah, look, delighted. I suppose, Willie, these kind of things, when you're working part of a good team and you're selected to go forward, it says more about the team you're part of than an individual. So I was delighted when Jarlath offered me the position. Looking forward to doing it. It's up and running the last 4 or 5 weeks, and hopefully I'll represent Roscommon well up there and look forward to the next 3 years.
And no doubt the way Dr. Hyde Park is looking, you'll be putting it on the table for potential games.
Oh yeah, it'll be definitely available to host anything that needs to be hosted. So we're looking forward to it.
Enough said. Well done, Brian. Thank you for the night. Sure. Thank you very much. As Brian Carroll, the chairperson of Roscommon Gaa County Board. We're delighted now to be joined by three more wise men: David O'Connor, treasurer of Roscommon Gaa County Board; Pat Compton of Club Brassy; and Pádraig Naughton of the Infrastructure Committee of Roscommon GA. Might start with you, Pádraig, first, if you don't mind. I suppose Brian mentioned it there. Looking ahead to the Roscommon Mayo or New York match in a few weeks' time, that Hyde Park is getting ready to host that game.
Yes, Willie. The game is on, as you know, on the 21st of April. We're hoping for sign off on the Wednesday before the game. So our capacity was reduced a number of years ago down to 14,000, and our aim was to get it back up there. And we hope that our capacity will reach somewhere in the region of 23,000. So we're working on it. We have hard work to go in the next 2 weeks, but we'll get there. So
potentially, I suppose, Pádraig, I know a lot of people are wondering about that for Dr. Hyde Park, that, you know, if Roscommon, if they were granted the next year or two a home Connacht final, if they're lucky enough to get one, the Dr. Hyde Park will be able to host it.
Definitely, Willie. This is in 3 phases, and we're in phase 1 at the moment. And phase 1 included, I suppose, our hand was forced, really. We had a health and safety audit a number of years ago, and our capacity was reduced. So we've invested somewhere in the region of €2 million to get to where we are at the moment. And so, as I mentioned there, we're going to go up to 23,000, and we would hope that will, you know, that we'll be in a position to have Connacht finals there in the coming years.
There's no doubt people that have attended the 3 home league matches would have seen the new open seating that used to be the concrete seats, that, you know, how much it has improved Dr. Hyde Park, how much it makes it look really, really very, very impressive. Anybody been watching in at home to see it on TV, you know, how it is a really huge facelift for the ground.
Definitely. Like our seating up to now has been, we had a seating capacity in the covered stand of 3,600. We'll now increase that to a total of 9,000 seats in Hyde Park. So there'll be 5,400 uncovered seats. And I suppose for the coming match against Mayo or New York, it's important that people will be aware that access to that side of the ground will be through the county home road only. So we have a county board meeting next Monday night, so we'll be emphasising that to club delegates, to inform their members that you know, when you come to the game, that if you're in the seated stand, that you access and through the county home road.
Lovely for the moment, Pádraig. David, treasurer of Roscommon Gaa County Board. I know there's a new Dr. Hyde Park patron scheme about to be unveiled, David, in the near future. So maybe you might just give a little bit of explanation to it and put some meat on the bones of what you hope to achieve with the Dr. Hyde Park patron scheme.
Thanks, Willie. Yeah, the scheme essentially is to help fund the redevelopment works. After the 2 house draws, they netted just south of €1 million each of them. Some of it was to deal with the debt that we were in at the time, and then we lodged money in Crow Park, specifically to be used for the Hyde Park development works. So we've also had to borrow money then to continue the phases and the stages that we're developing in there. So this patronage scheme essentially is to help us fund the borrowings, and it basically consists of it's a revenue capital registered scheme, and people that make a donation, if they're willing to assist us in that regard, can assist us in claiming back the tax on the donation. So, for instance, if you're paying €300 of a donation, that'll net us €500. So the more of those we get in, the better it is for us. And then anybody, you know, if they just want to make an ordinary donation, if they're not a payee worker, or if they're a private company, or you know, another trade or sole trader, there's a facility there as well for them to make a donation, and they claim their tax back then themselves. So it will be launched in the next, it has been launched, I suppose. It was in the programme there for the Kerry game. It'll be in the papers in the coming week. We're bringing out a person per club to liaise with the clubs. We'll be feeding into all the members that have supported the Club Rossi draws over the last 10 years. We've compiled a database, totals well north of 2,000 people. So if you're doing the maths around that, if we get a donation from every one of them, how big or how small, it certainly will. You know, we've took out a borrowing of 500,000 with the view to spread it over 7 years. I'd be very hopeful that, you know, with a really good response, we'd clear that within 2 years or 3 years and help us get on to the next phase and help us apply for grants. So it's all about funding, really, on the field and off the field. And I'd like to think that, as you alluded to it earlier on, the visuals of the Hyde at the moment, for a few years there, people were probably asking what the hell is going on with all this money they raised and why aren't they utilising the funds. I think it's fair for everybody to see now that the money has been put to good use. And please God, over the next, there's a capital development, or there's a capital grant announcement due in the next few months. We're hoping that will be looked after in that. And future large-scale sports capital grants will be making applications to them as well. So for a small county, you know, we have a good record at fundraising, but there's only so much fundraising that can be done over any given period of time. And, you know, we're asking people to come and support us on this one and help us finish off the project. And then we move on to our next project, which is our Centre of Excellence after that. So we'll do one job at a time and see where it takes us.
So Hyde Park at the moment, I suppose, is a key priority, David?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, if you're going to get the big games, you have to have good facilities. You have to look after people when they're at the match. You have to give them a good facilities to, you know, toilets, shops, parking facilities. There's huge space around the ground to develop all those things, and we're hopeful that we'll get to that sooner rather than later. But at the moment, we're very happy with the progress, and everybody can see all the work that Aidan Brady has done out there in relation to his commercial manager's role, bringing in all these businesses. I think it encloses the stadium. It gives it kind of a boundary with all the signage up at the back of both the terrace ends and gives it a nice, comfortable feel. And on that note, I'd like to thank Aidan for everything that he does on the commercial side of things, and indeed all the businesses that he's brought to the table. He's done Trojan work over the last number of years, and hopefully we can keep that going.
And of course, David, finally, put your club hat on. Senior Championship draw, St Dominic's, Boyle, Clonagale and Porrick Pierces.
I'd like to thank Brian there for all his help in that draw. I thought last year was pretty bad when I was sitting down there, but this year it's off the charts. I mean, you couldn't get a tougher group. The three teams that were playing in it, but yeah, look, new management there, and they'll be delighted tonight now, I've no doubt, when we're going to... When he's sitting down, he'll fight at St. Bridget's. That's about it. That's about it. Look, it probably, there's a little window open this year with the review of the CCC. I know Dominic's will be one of the teams last year that probably missed out, unluckily, in the third place position. So they've addressed that issue, and you know, Porrick was kind of saying down there, if you get one victory down there, you know, it keeps you fighting in the division. So look, the lads will give it their best shot, and let's see how it takes them.
David, thank you very much. Pat Compton of Club Rossi, a special year, Pat. Club Rossi, 10 years anniversary coming up.
Yeah, we're 10 years in existence this year. We were set up in 2014. David O'Connor got the idea of putting Club Rossi together. So we're 10 years at it. When we started, the 23 accounts showed a deficit for the county of 954,000, almost $1 million. So we started from that position, and we closed the accounts last year with 1.8 million in the bank. Now, given the figures that Porrick has alluded to and the challenges that David has spoken about, that money is effectively gone and more along with it. But we have made some progress in resolving financial difficulties and putting money aside for capital projects. And look, our shop window is the Hyde Park. It's our county grounds. It's named after our first president. And, you know, it's our responsibility to deliver a good stadium for people to visit. And that we will do.
Have Club Rossi anything planned for 2024, Pat?
Well, David spoke about the patron scheme, and that's critical now. We're kicking that off, and then later on in the year we hope to close out the year with a draw. and we're actually making plans for that now. The details of it, I'm not, can't read yet because we haven't figured it out. We have our thinking caps on, but we will be coming back to people looking for support. And I should say that we have got marvellous support from the general public, from the Roscommon supporters, and from the diaspora, and from everybody who has goodwill towards Roscommon. And we're very grateful for that. And, you know, we talk about the 10 years of progress that we've made. Effectively, we've made it on the back of the honest effort of people who have supported us, and we're very grateful for that.
Thank you very much, Pat. That's David O'Connor, Treasurer of Roscommon Gaa County Board, Pat Compton of Club Rossi, and to Pádraig Naughton of the Infrastructure Committee here in Roscommon. That's it, folks. We're very, very close to finish. I want to say thanks to John O'Connor, the PRO, for his work behind the scenes, to Fidel Mullinan, the new Assistant Secretary of Roscommon Gaa County Board, for all her hard work, really, really terrific work by Fidel over the last 24, 48 hours, to Tom Murray, Vice Chairperson of Roscommon Gaa County Board, to Brian Carroll, the Chairperson, and to our three special guests tonight, Stephen Carty of St. Michael's, Michael MacDonald of St. Bridget's, and of course David Finneran of Castlereagh St. Kevin's, to the Hudson Bay Hotel here for their hospitality as always. And I hope that everybody enjoyed the evening. To Brendan and to Adrian on the camera, sound and lighting here, a huge thanks as always to Brendan Nugent and to Adrian for everything to do for all our live broadcasts that was live on the Roscommon GA Facebook page and the Roscommon YouTube channel. So the clubs have got the news that they wanted. They came here tonight for the 2024 championship draws, some cracking draws. They'll be on the Roscommon GA website. All the groups, all the teams are up there now with John O'Connor, the PRO. So teams know tonight who they'll face over the next few months. The championship that will be starting in early August. Thank you very much. From the Hudson Bay Hotel, it's bye-bye and good night.